مشاهدينا الكرام مشاهدين اقرأ في كل مكان
viewers,
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
peace be
وبركاته
upon
كل عام
you.
وأنتم بخير
Happy
أهلا وسهلا
Eid.
بكم في
You are
قناة إقرأ
welcome
الفضائية
at
التي ترحب بكم في
Iqra
برنامج صباح العيد
Satellite.
الذي
This
أقدمه لكم أنا
channel.
أيمن خضر وزميلي
Ayman
أيمن الشريف
Khadr and Ayman Sharif.
كل عام وجميع مشاهدي
Happy
بخير.
Eid,
نسعد
and
بتواصلكم في
we
تغطية
are
إقرأ
pleased
المتواصلة
with the
لأشياء حج هذا
coverage
العام.
of
كما
Iqra
نسعد باتصالكم
to the
وتهنئتكم
pilgrimage of
لذويكم
this year, and your
ومحبيكم في هذه
congratulations
المناسبة العظيمة
to your
عيد الأضحى المبارك.
families and
العديد
your
من الفقرات
friends.
معنا
And
هنا
we
في برنامج
have
صباح
several
العيد
paragraphs
التي
in the
ستكون بإذن
morning
الله
of
في
Eid,
خلال هذه
which
الفترة
will be during
الصباحية
this
معكم
morning
وإليكم بإذن الله.
period, and
إحنا عندنا
with you.
ضيوف ونحب نرحب
We
بهم.
have
أول شيء
guests.
ننشد
Would
سالم
like
الجوشي.
to welcome them.
مجاهد شجاع.
Chanter Murshad Ashujaa.
صباح العيد ولازم نعيد
This is the morning of Eid. We should say Eid Mabruk Mubarak. I suggest that we have Ayman and Ayman, two Aymans, as usual in the Western province. To say Salim.
طيب نبدأ بمجلس بداية على الصلاة على النبي.
وهذا was
مسكوا ختامها
بإذن الله. أدم الصلاة
perform the prayer.
أدم الصلاة
Perform prayer and blessing of our beloved Muhammad.
فقبولها حتما بدون تردد أعمالنا بين القبول وردها
Without
إلا الصلاة
hesitation, our works are before the hands of Allah. The blessing on the beloved Muhammad.
أعمالنا
Our
بين
hopes
القبول
are between acceptance. Our works are between acceptance or rejection, except that the blessings on our Prophet Muhammad. May God bless him and mercy of Allah on him. From various parts of the Islamic world, they are listening to us and watching us here. We move to Mina site. Abdullah Al-Hamid, who will give the latest news from Mina. Abdullah, you are welcome to Ayman Khadr and Ayman Sharif, and good morning and happy Eid, and the viewers with good health. The atmosphere there, how is everything in Mina? It is very beautiful. 1 hour ago there was humidity, and it is now better, and a quarter of an hour ago we performed dawn prayer in order to see the direction of some groups going to the Jamarat, prepared with the Ministry of Endowment and the circumambulation institutions. The atmosphere is very beautiful and there are no problems. After the accident happened yesterday and up to now there are no problems. The health situation for pilgrims is very good, and the weather is good. And I don't know exactly the temperature, but the General Presidency of Meteorology today there will be clouds on the Mecca and the sacred sites. Tell us about the traffic movement. Of course, yesterday witnessed the intensity of security. There were some problems because there are those who are spreading themselves on the ground and caught some, jam in traffic and closed some of the roads to avoid any accidents. But at the late hours before the dawn prayers, the traffic department allowed the cars to enter after moving those who are sleeping on the ground. If you give us a brief idea about the throwing of Jamarat, how is the situation at the bridge of Jamarat? It is very quiet now. At this time, does not witness crowding. Those who are throwing them, those who have not thrown the Jamrat al-Aqaba, and now they are just throwing Jamrat al-Aqaba, and there are no problems, and there is intensive security, the emergency forces, and they are taking care of the pilgrims, and they are implementing plan to enter the bridge of Jamarat and go out of it. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you.
شكرا. نرجع لكم. أنا سألت
Come to you.
وتعرفنا شوية، كلمنا إيش سر التسمية
What is the cause of your name and
المجس هو جس
Majas? This is the type of chanting.
لما تسوي مجس بقول
I say Majas. This is the way we do it without an answer.
كمل المجس
I
ينطربوا
and in order to be happy and
لما يضبط النغمة ويختار النغمة
to choose the tone, it has two names, which is closer
صوتك أنت.
to you. Just you probe your sound or your voice or the people. The enjoyment here,
على طول بتأدي
then you do your job. Let us be with Mujahid. You are with us in Iqra programs. Today is the morning of Eid. Before we take anything from you, talk to us about Eid in the Western province. How are these celebrations and in
بلاش نقول المنطقة الغربية.
we don't want to say the Western province, we say the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in general. The celebrations are so everything has a season. Our season at the beginning of summer during the holiday for schools and most of the government institutions as teachers, and it is a good season for us as chanters moving in the kingdom between the Western province, the northern and the south province, and we move throughout the country. The western, it is famous for Hijaz. Karar assure us that it has moved to Najd and other provinces. especially the western province, Al-Baha, Asir. They are keen to,
يعني هم ما زالوا متمسكين
they
بالعقيدة
are
الجديدة.
still
ما زالوا برضو
want their own color, but they want the Hijazi to share them with the Hijazi tone, and this is good thing.
والله أنا
I want to
أنا
سمعناها ومن العايدين سمعناها امس من
with we hear that song من العادين, those for the Eid. Eid it is happy all the things which I remember are two lines only.
يختلف مقام
Perhaps it is different from one type to another.
وإن العايدين
From those who are Eidin or witnessing the Eid, and the winners, inshallah, that's hopefully.
سالم
Salim,
حلو التساؤل مشغول بإيش يا سالم؟ أكيد
what is the line? I think you are occupied with something you want to prepare.
بعد صلاة العيد زي الحين
It is what did you do after Eid?
زدت كنت نايم.
You were sleeping?
لا لا بصراحة
Frankly speaking, the festivals yesterday, the time of the night of Eid, which you declared them.
سؤالين توجهني. السؤال الأول صليت العيد
I performed Eid prayers.
ذبحنا ورجعت البيت
I
ما في نوم بالليل.
went back home, and up to now I didn't sleep.
تزامنا مع وقت العيد يعني
At the time of Eid,
كحد يعني إلى ساعة ساعتين بس.
well, I sleep only 1 hour or 2.
ساعتين
I slept 2 hours from 2 to 4.
رحت شغل في
I went for a job, and
طيب خلينا نرجع لمجاهد
I came to you.
لأنه أيمن طلب
Ayman has special requirement today. The
معكم حاجة كده
channel viewers
حبايبي في الاستوديو.
and you in the studio here.
عيراني نظرة من جمالكم فما كل من يملي الوصال يعير عيروني نظرة من جمالكم
It's just a sight from your beauty. It is the
وحيباب قلبي وحيباب قلبي وحيباب قلبي
those beloved to my heart, and he is repeating it. This I quit the full moon for in order to see your beauty.
ما شاء الله الله يسعدك
Thank
بهذا
you.
الصوت ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
This is a very nice voice. A break. After the break, we will continue the rest of the program in the morning of Eid.
Dear viewers, we're still with you on the talk of the Eid. May Allah return it with blessings and with the happiest returns. And we have a lot of participations that our viewers should be aware of. During this season, the pilgrims are used to own souvenirs from the land of the two holy sites for their families and their countries across the globe. And this report, we're going to shed the light on some of these souvenirs. This time witness the stores of the jewelries at besides the holy mosques. A big desire from the pilgrims to buy those souvenirs from the land of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Sometimes it's 190 and 180, now it's 165 gold, not because it's low prices, but it encourages people to buy jewelries made out of gold, and because they are related to those times that we live in, that we spend at the Medina. A lot of factors attract the pilgrim, like the availability of gold in its different colors and various shapes. And the most sold stuff like necklaces and different kind of jewelries. The kind of gold that 21 carats are good, and the model, the Gulf like earrings is a good model, nice shape, and the quality is good. For Iqra channel, this is Ziad Khatiri from Al Madinah Al Munawwara. Thank you, colleague Ziad, for this report. And Ayman, it's a beautiful thing through this season. The markets revitalized and people want to buy gifts, and this is beautiful. This is the habit, Brother Ayman, of the pilgrims. And sometimes you see handicraft or handmade by the people to provide or to present to those pilgrims as souvenirs, and the coming reports are going to show that. And Brother Salim, love and entertainment and pride, you included them in one tune or in one tone. The Hijazi one belonged to the Saudi people and to you too, and the viewers and those who are calling us, God willing. And in token of the phone calls and the numbers displayed on before you, you can be able to receive greetings and to call those who you want to greet.
طيب
مهما بعدتم فإن الحب يجمعكم.
No matter how far away you go, but love will gather you. And the gratitude be to God. All the goodness. The government of goodness is taking care of you and supporting you. As whatever you want, It is provided. We will never forget your love.
وقد نشرتم أمنا ليس ينكره غير الجحود وشعري سوف ينصفك
My poetry will be fair to you.
يعطيك العافية سالم. صراحة
God bless you, Salim.
كلمات تستحقها المملكة
Those lyrics,
والملك عبد الله بن عبد
the Saudi Arabia and the king deserve those lyrics, and who is a crown on our heads. And this season, the main objective is to serve the pilgrims and the security sector and the scouts and the Ministry of Health and all the service sectors. They are coming together to serve those pilgrims. We're not going to forget the architectures that the kingdom undertook, like the expansion of the perimeters of the holy site through these live images that you see, dear viewers. The pilgrims, they are at the bridge of the peoples and to complete the ritual. These projects have been undertook by the government of the custodian of the holy sites and to ease the difficulties for those pilgrims. The international newspapers have complimented the projects. The question is for the guys. When it was built, 1975. This bridge was built in 1975, but since then we had some minor expansions. But 1975 they built the bridge, and recently they finished the second level. And those images see the children and the women, men, and there is beautiful feelings and a sense of contentment. They're waving their hands to their families, and we ask Allah that they reach their country safe and sound, hopefully. Let's hear something from Mujahid. I'm still in the with the spectrum of the council, within the spectrum of the council, and I know Mr. Wael. Please forgive me because of my voice. Out of love for the fans of Iqra, and the love for the fans and the love to you too, and we share this love to you as well. We need some interaction. If we have some musical instruments, will be fine. Maybe after the episode. Go ahead.
عيني لغير جمالكم لا تنظروا وسواكم في خاطري لا يخطروا صبرت قلبي فجابني صبرت قلبي صبرت قلبي عنكم فأجابني لا صبر لي لا صبر لي لا صبر لي لا أصبر حتى يراكم ناظرين حبي لكم طبع بدون تكلف حبي لكم طبع بدون تكلف والطبع في الإنسان لا يتغير.
الله يعطيك العافية. ما شاء الله تبارك.
God bless you. Praise be to God. Let's go back to memories. Let me ask you, Salim, with your memories. What does the Eid remind you with any memories when you were a child?
نسمعها طيب. نسمعها ومعك
Let's hear
يا حلاوة
it.
العيد
يا حلاوة
من باب جديد
يا حلاوة
واشكال والوان
يا حلاوة
والله من يد فنان
يا حلاوة
يا حلاوة والله يا حلاوة يا حلاوة العيد
يا حلاوة
والله من باب جديد
يا حلاوة
والله اشكال
يا
والوان
حلاوة.
هذا مقام خواس.
طيب كمل الآن.
Continue.
اشكال
Keep going.
والوان
يا حلاوة
والله الباب جديد
يا حلاوة
يا حلاوة العيد
يا حلاوة
من باب جديد
يا حلاوة
من يد فنان
يا حلاوة
الله يا حلاوة العيد
يا حلاوة
من باب جديد
يا حلاوة
أشكال والوان يا حلاوة.
بس في شوية نوبي أو سوداني.
This kind of Nubian or Sudani.
طيب
The tone,
حلاوة العيد ذكريات.
the beauty of Eid and the memories of childhood. Can you tell us about it?
لما كان الريال.
هي كنا صغار كده
We were children.
يعني كانوا يدونا الريال.
They used to give us the riyal, and your riyal used to
ما يتغير لونه.
طيب إذا رجعنا للطفولة أنت متى بديت
stay with us for 3 days. And honestly,
مو مرة من زمان يعني
5 years.
جديد. طب إيش قصتها كيف صارت؟
What was the coincidence?
جالس في البيت.
I was sitting at home,
وجه له تحية سيد هاشم.
نوجه له ألف تحية.
and I'm sending my greetings to Mr. Hashim.
فكيت الوسيلة كذا شفت إعلان
I opened up
في مؤسسة تحفة
a newspaper and I saw this ad, Al Bahara Band,
فين الموقع دقيت
and I called them and I asked about their address, and they said Quraish Street,
إعلانات. أيوة.
formerly the Kabrishi.
راح يكون معنا
And Laban is going to be with us this evening. And Mr. Laban, and I extend my gratitude to him because he exerted efforts, great effort in learning the melodies and tones. He is like a moving institute, and I thank him so much. He deserves it. And I'd like to tell him congratulations and many happy returns, and to my parents as well. When did you start? 30 years or 50 years?
يعني القصة.
No, what was your story? The story of you when you started with this art. The chants that you used to sing at school. I did it when I was 9 years.
إذا كان عنده ثاني يوم إذاعة
Let's say if you have like a school radio broadcast,
طول الليل وأنا أستعد
and so I would be prepared. I would be preparing all night long,
أجي أداوم
and
أول واحد في الطابور.
I used to come and be the first
والله أنا ما أخفيك أنا بقول لك ممكن صار لي
at the morning lineup.
كل يوم أخذ أنا ما أنسى صراحة أيام
I won't forget this day
أيام الإذاعة المدرسية
during the radio broadcasting activity when I was at the second elementary or third elementary at school. I was supposed to present the national anthem with my voice,
جايبين طبعا مجمعين الشباب
and we gathered the students
الكورال يعني
and the chorus was really professional
جدا محترف
as a beginning, and
جايين فيه كيف يعني حاجة مرة نقول مرة ممتازة
it was excellent.
طلعت أنا على فوق كان طبعا هي زي الدكة كذا
So I went on a platform
المسرح تبعها
on the stage,
طلعت أنا مسكت المايك
and I held the mic.
الموقف اللي صار
You wanna tell us about the situation?
الله بعد الفاصل
So after the break, you're gonna tell us about the situation. So please stay with us.
اهلا بكم من جديد مشاهدينا.
Welcome back, dear viewers, in the morning of the pilgrimage to continue the rest of our dialogue with the chanter Mujahid and his beginnings with this art. And between the breaks, we had some brawls.
ما عرفنا مشاهدينا ما قطعنا.
We didn't cut our viewers, but I'm not gonna hide.
طيب ناخذ القصه باختصار عشان نطلع تقريبا.
Let's take it in short before we go to the report. So, for me, just to present the national anthem, which is something new for the students, that we were told that we can call you the school band or something. And as soon as I went up on the platform to sing the national anthem, I forgot the melody. And I was confused, and the one behind me, he was singing, and the other is silent. And this teacher of the awareness, he was at the end, and he was in charge of us, and he was telling me to continue, to keep going. I was asking him, what's wrong? So to start, and at that point, I don't know if I should continue or not, and I don't know what happened to me. I couldn't be able to sing that national anthem, so I finished it, and I was in the elementary school. That was the start, and afterwards I went to the awareness, and the school adopted me, and this adoption have put me at the stage wherever I am right now. We do have a phone call. Now let's go over the images live from the Holy Mosque.
الاخ سالم تفضل.
We have Brother Salim. Go ahead.
السلام عليكم.
Peace be upon you. Be upon you too.
كل عام وانتم بخير.
Many happy returns.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
كل عام وانتم بخير ان شاء الله.
Happy returns
سلام. كيف حالك اخ سالم؟
to you. How are you, Brother Salim? Abu Salim. Abu Salim.
ابو المنشد سالم.
سالم.
Abu the chanter Salim. Many happy returns, our uncle.
خير ان شاء الله. اللهم لك الحمد. كيفكم؟
May thanks be to Allah. Would you like to greet Salim on air?
هذا الاسد سالم.
He is Salim the lion.
الله يسعدك ونعم بحالك ان شاء الله انت وياه.
سالم ذكر
Salim mentioned that his start from Hashim Baroon and Laban, but he didn't mention that there was a support from the father of Salim. He was talented since the beginning of his study at the secondary, at the elementary school.
هذا عن سالم طبعا.
This is about Salim.
ابو سالم غلبان.
Abu Salim is a poor guy. And thank you for your intervention, and it's going to enrich the interview, not to Salim, not for Salim, but for all of us.
تحب تقول لسالم شيء؟
Would you like to tell Salim anything on air? I'd like to tell him, may Allah assist you and hopefully you progress. And Salim, sure, he's going to tell you something. May Allah protect you for me and may make you a crown on my head. Amen. Amen. May Allah make you pleased and happy and to give us a melody. Abu Salim, what is the most thing that you like to love to hear from Salim? The first melody is the most loved one, the most one that I love. Abu Salim, did you encourage him on the melodies, or you were urging him to study? But in the secondary and the elementary school, he had good grades, good average. He started 5 years ago, but his voice was beautiful since the elementary school. Thank you, Abu Salim, and God bless you, and many happy returns. And thank you for your phone call, Salim. Since you are the caller of school, let me ask you if we can hear from you some of the exalting, because some of the sunan of Prophet Muhammad that to be performed during these times. Allah the exalted, Allah the exalted. There is no God but the only God. Allah, Allah the exalted, God is the exalted, and to Allah goes the gratitude. We see dear viewers live right now from the holy site, huge groups of pilgrims that they are performing the circumambulation since the early morning, and we see the beautiful services and to absorb the largest number of pilgrims. And the circumambulation is not on the perimeter or the bridge, but also at the track and the other venues. The circumambulation continues. The next coming hour with Ihab Jabir and Muhammad Al-Jaid, we have a report about the Meccan Museum and things about the Holy Mosque that we're not aware of. We have Abdullah from Saudi Arabia on the phone. How are you, my son? Good morning. Many happy returns. I'd like to thank you, my son, for the programs that you're presenting, and many happy returns. I have a word of gratitude to Iqra, one of the most honest channels that transmitting the feelings of the pilgrimage. Listen, my son, I'm a media man for 32 years, more than 32 years. When I see a young man like you, good young men, honestly, I feel pleased, and I am sure that they have a generation that they're gonna carry the honorary message. And I tune to it 24 hours. I went over the names that this media man that put the turban on his head. Praise be to Allah. I remember, he reminds me with my beginnings with the media, and the brothers and the guests that mentioning that he used to keep the one rial for 3 days. He made me feel like I'm 80 years old. And special gratitude to Sheikh Saleh Kamel and the sons of the deceased Saleh Al-Yamani. If you, Abu Abdullah, if you can tell us about the atmosphere of the Eid back in the days. Salam, he lived those days where he used to keep the riyal for 3 days. This is Ayman here. The rejoice was tremendous back in the days, not like these days. Now 30-40 persons will go out and wait for the food that made by the people. The second thing, I wanted to mention some of the names of the presenters, like Mr. Jihad is one of the distinguished presenters. The star of Iqra, the Mr. Ghamdi, that present on the table of the pilgrimage. Praise be to Allah. He is a media man that I wonder why the other bigger channels didn't grasp him. Are you saying that our channel is not big? No, it is. It is. You guys are all over in Europe and America. Uncle Abdullah, please go ahead. Your childhood and your memories at the Eid, were they the same? Therefore, I had a big feelings that you were the young man being with us during the past hours, and I'd like to thank those group of people. And I have a final question before we end with you. Uncle Abdullah. Uncle Abdullah is gone. God bless you and thank you for enriching us with the programs and provide us with the names. And he's a good follower. Thank you, Salim. What does the intervention of your father mean to you when he intervened and talked to you? I feel proud myself that we had a father of one of our friends. I explain it as he is standing next to me. He doesn't want me to fall. He wants me to rise by the assistance of Allah, the only one. And the topic of school and calling for the prayers. Can you tell us about those things? I studied in Bahra first year, and then I was transferred to Muhammadiyah school in Sabil. How was the topic of vocals and chantings? I started this at the Muhammadiyah school. I used to open the book because I was a good student, and we used to sing it on the radio, on this radio of the school. Your father, we asked you if you can chant the one that Abu Salim used to like. I'm gonna sing it. So the mic is all yours.
بديت باسم الذات عالية الشام. طيب. بديت باسم الذات عالية الشام. مرحبا بالحجيج الكرام. مرحبا مرحبا بالضيوف والحجيج الكرام.
هذا زي ما ذكر سكر.
وأنا الذي
طيب
وأنا الذي لولاي ما نطق الهوى شعرا بقلب عاشق يترنم يا لال يا لال يا لا 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 لال يا لال.
الله.
Oh Lord, that's beautiful, Abu Salim. Now we released our responsibility, and this is dedicated to you. Are you satisfied? The giving money or the idea. I remember you mentioned the topic of riyal, and this is a message to my father, so he can give me money, so I can feel like I'm still with my father, so he can give me some money. It's beautiful. How was your father, to bless him with health and welfare and health to my mother? And he always supports me and everywhere, even at his work. He is principal deputy at school, and if we need a chanter or if we need a band, they will give him my number, and then Abu Abdurrahman, please, can you talk to him for us? He said, no, just go talk to him directly. And pertaining the idea, the money giving, he will give me 100 riyal. And from money given of Mujahid, the 100 riyals, there is a break worth of 100 riyals. So please stay tuned. Dear viewers, we're still with you in the morning of the pilgrimage, and we have the guests who honored us today, and they give us a unique taste, and we see the pilgrims that are circumambulating, and the holy cube is full of them, and the writings are written on the polygraphy artist. It's the holy cube where the hearts are linked to it, where the hearts are filled with the scene of beauty. The dressing the carpet is a sign and title of the competency when it comes to designing it and the polygraphy, and we met with the artist Mukhtar Halim. Polygraphy, or the polygraphy, or the calligraphy. The calligraphy was like documentation for the dressing, and the name of the caliphate or the sultanate in which made in his era, and the appearance of the other verses of the choose of this art that he inherited, the love of those letters, and then he became a teacher for 17 years. My teaching for the calligraphy of the Arab calligraphy started in 1414, and I learned this art in the holy city, and I learned the calligraphy by the hands of this teacher. I learned all types of calligraphy. And I was competent, and I became very competent until 1420. He followed the steps of the other artists, with the current calligraphy is the calligraphy of Sheikh Abdurrahim Bukhari, and there were some adjustments and remodeling, and the calligraphy I was honored by doing is the name of the King Abdullah ibn Abdul Aziz for the news of the pilgrimage, Abdullah al-Hajj. Abdurrahman al-Hajj. Thank you, colleague Abdurrahman, that for this report that embodied the calligraphy that been made on the garment of the Holy Cube that's undertaken, been conducting by the hands of those artists. And as you see, with its new garment, that it's the dressing of this garment become a habit, an annual habit. There is something great. It's been handed by the High Presidency from the association and performed by the dressers and to protect the garment from being harmed because of the high crowding. And we see the memories and the chanting, and we're far away from Mecca and pilgrimage, and would like to hear something about Mecca. And the hosting of the guests of the merciful.
مكة. طيب صلوا على الحبيب. اللهم صل وسلم. لو علمت مكة من زارها فرحت. طيب. لو علمت مكة من زارها فرحت واستبشرت ثم باست موضع القدم وانشدت بلسان الحال قائلة أهلا وسهلا يا حجاج بيت الله يا أهل الجود والكرم
نبغى شيء موروث شعبي، شيء قديم شوي
أو شيء لك خاص مثلا يعني.
طيب أديكم شيء كذا. أنا النبي اللهم صل وسلم.
يعني أنت كنت تتكلم عن المدينة من المدينة، لأن حجاج بيت الحرام بعد الفراغ من فريضة الحج البعض أو الأغلب يتجه إلى مسجد الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Some of the pilgrims after they complete Hajj, they go to the city of the Prophet, المدينة المنورة.
أشياء قديمة يعني ما سمعت شيء قديم. مالك ناس ومثلا زمان جيل قديم.
فيش يعني في المجسات.
You have anybody from the old age that you imitate or
محمد أمان.
محمد أمان.
يعني ما أنت حافظ شيء.
هو حافظ كذا زي.
أعطينا حاجة عن الرسول.
شو اسمه ده؟ الابتهال.
جميل.
بس مو يعني
مو ابتهال،
مو كامل.
قد ما تقدر.
بعدين أخش يا نبي يا محمد.
يا نبي محمد.
إليه
مستوجب الحمد إليك يا مستوجب الحمد أدم علي كل حمد أدم علي كل حمد يا حبيبي يا محمد يا نبي يا محمد يا إمام المرسلين إنما بين ضلوعي ذاب شوقا وحنينا يا حبيبي يا محمد يا إمام المرسلين إنما بين ضلوعي ذاب شوقا وحنينا انت نبراسي ونوري وسروري وحبوري يا مقيما في فؤادي يا إمام المتقين فاقتدائي فيك يحييني بين جنبي ضميري يا مؤيد يا ممجد يا شفيع العالمين وصلاة الله دوما نور حق ويقينا وصلاة الله دوما نور قلبي ويقينا ودعائي في صلاتي ربي زد قلبي يقينا.
اللهم امين. اللهم امين. الله يعطيك العافيه. صراحه يعني كلمات واداء غاية بالروعه.
طيب احنا في العيد، انا اتكلم معك.
انا ما في العيد، انا في الاستوديو.
ابدا. طيب لا، كيف العيد بالنسبه لك؟ دائما مع اقرا.
اعتدنا دائما نكون مع اقرا، يعني نلتمس العذر من الاهل والاصدقاء والاقارب. يعني اذا كنا مع اقرا دائما اهالي مكه العمل ياخذهم
the people of Mecca
لخدمه الحجاج وانشغالهم ايضا بالحجاج. يعني مكه عاده
are occupied with serving the pilgrims.
فطبيعي نكون في هذه الاجواء يعني عادة
to be in this atmosphere.
تكلمنا عن موضوع الهدايا.
We talked about gifts
الذهب، شفنا الذهب،
and
شفنا كيف السوق
gold.
تقريبا عندنا تقرير بعنوان صنع في مكة.
Have
تناول الهدايا صنع في مكة.
the gifts which are made in Mecca. A report about the things which are manufactured in Mecca.
نحب نتكلم شيء عن هذا الموضوع.
We want to talk about this issue. The
الشيء
pilgrims will take
بيفرق معهم أكثر من الشيء المستورد ويبيعوه.
دائما غير الهدايا اي حاجه من مكه
anything from Mecca
تجذب وتلفت انتباه الحاج. يعني ماء زمزم
attract the attention of the pilgrim.
حصل كمان
The books, the holy book, the Quran.
شوف التقرير.
Let us see the report about this issue. It is made in Mecca. Millions of pilgrims, they visit Mecca and they expend. It is a big chance for given through the season of Hajj, because they brought that bears the name of Mecca. The pilgrims and Mu'tamareen, it is the most important artery of the resources of Mecca, the revenues of Mecca, and gave this project
مكانه في قلوب
Prince
الحجاج انه يبغوا
give it
تذكار يكون من
to
مكة،
be a
يبغوا زي ما تقول
memories
سيفونير او
from Mecca,
تذكارات من مكة،
souvenirs,
لان الهدية
memories
المكية
from
تحمل
Mecca,
عبء،
and the
تكون تذكار جميل
Meccan
يحمل عبء قبلة
gifts.
العالم الاسلامي. فصلتنا احنا القطاع الخاص انه
We
ندعم هذه
in the
الرؤية
private
بانه نخصص
sector
الصناعة
we
في مكة بشكل
supported
عام،
the
ونخصص
industry
صناعة هدايا
in
الحجاج والمعتمرين بشكل
Mecca
خاص من حيث
as a gift for
تخصيص
the
او
pilgrims
انشاء علامة
to
تجارية تكون
establish
علامة
a
تجارية من
trademark
مكة للعالم.
from Mecca to the world.
صنع في مكة.
These are the
يمكن أن
the
يكون له
project
وضع خاص لدى الحجاج
of
والمعتمرين
made
وذويهم
in Mecca
الداخلي والخارج. ومن
for
المؤكد أن
the
المنتجات التي تحمل
pilgrims and
شعار صنع في
Matamarine
مكة
and to their
ستجد إقبالا شديدا من
relatives
جميع
inside
الحجاج
the
والمعتمرين.
country and
السبحة
outside.
هذه عبارة عن حجر
This
هامش
is
مطهر
ivory
بالذهب،
stone
بسيط بالذهب، طبعاً
with
بحجر الزفير،
gold and
حجر الزمرد أيضا،
this is
وحجر الياقوت.
zumurrud and yakut. This is for many reasons. It is connected with the
يعطيك العافية يا عبد الرحمن،
sanctity of the place. Thank you, Abdurrahman, for this good report. We leave, I and Ayman Khadr, and leave you and continuous coverage for Iqra channel, and thank you for putting us.
الرابط المشترك في البرنامج.
This common thing in the program is Ayman, and we are pleased to spend Eid, the second episode in Eid. Thank you.
يدق خفاه عن فم الذكي، وكم أمرا يساء به صباحا، وتأتيك المسرة بالعشي إذا ضاق.
Our viewers, peace be upon you. You are welcome on the morning of Eid, the second day of Eid, and the first day of after Eid, and we will be with you during these hours to convey your congratulations and the rituals in Mina, throwing the jamarat and going to the pilgrims going to their camps after they threw the Jamrat al-Aqaba yesterday. Muhammad al-Jaid with me. You are welcome, Ihab, the viewers of Iqra. You are welcome in this coverage of the morning of Eid. The coverage is still continued to the pilgrims of the pilgrims performing their rituals at Mina, at Tashriq. It is called in this name because people used to dry up their meat in the sun. It is called Tashriq, and the Tashriq, after the language of transmission now, they suffer from such problem, and they translate the language which you want to hear according to the number assigned there to on the strip, and in French in the same way, and the basic language in Arabic. We draw the attention of our viewers. We would like to share us in their congratulations through the numbers and the site of the canal of the channel. I think also they can see the throwing from these scenes, which are transmitted directly on air from Iqra channel to the throwing of stones and everything related to the pilgrims in throwing and the non-pilgrims also, and congratulations and contacting us within this hour in order to congratulate their relatives and families from all parts of the world, and we are pleased to contact us and congratulate whatever you like on the Eid of Adha. You had a report on the morning of yesterday, the 10th day, the day of slaughtering, and now the Jamrat al-Aqaba, and their big number now came from yesterday night, and today is the throwing for 3 Jamarat. And how was about the report? Were there any injuries during their throwing of the stones? No. There were, we were worried about it, but thanks to God, there is nothing. I would like to mention the special emergency forces. I would like to thank them for organization and non-pushing each other. And the pilgrims, they come from every place, and sometimes there is great intense and pushing of each other, but the special emergency forces had a very big effort to prevent such pushing, and they allowed us to give our report. At the beginning of coverage, there are several scenes transmitted on the channel showing the civil defense people and the security forces and the elderly people. They have carriages, and they are far from the cars in order not to hit anybody. This is a beautiful scene which we are used to see during the past years in an effective way. Especially the bridge of Jamarat is a big enterprise, and we have developed it, and thanks to God resolved a big problem of the problem of pushing each other every day, and every ritual site we see the security forces people, and some of them are dedicated to do it, and the Prince of Mecca honored one of the soldiers and was spraying water on the pilgrims because it is very hot. I would like to draw your attention to this, the throwing of Jamarat. It is put in a proper place. There is entry and exit and paths for the entry and for the going out or the exit ways. The pilgrim can feel tired and sit on the ground, even to be far from the roads to take rest. Some of them stand before the camera showing or they are invoking God, and the entrance to when they enter to throw Jamarat, the atmosphere is cold, and especially those who did in spraying water on the pilgrims. This helps greatly in alleviating the heat or the high temperature, especially at this time, start from 10 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And yesterday you were at this same time. We have a call, Salha from France. Peace be upon you. Your voice is low. Made it louder. Peace be upon you. Peace be upon you. Peace on all Muslims in all the world. I congratulate the Arab and Islamic world on the occasion of Adha Eid, and I call God to return it us with happiness and good health, and to unite the Ummah, the community of Muhammad, and give victory to our President Bouteflika in Algeria. I would like to ask you, what are the atmosphere of Eid for Muslims in France, especially that they have several activities and events related to Muslims? The Eid, I am a resident in the suburbs of Paris. We spent the morning of this Eid. Our mosques are full with Muslims, and we celebrated the name of Allah, glorifying Him and thanking Him. And we don't have the right to slaughter. It is difficult to our sacrifice. We give it to the needy in Syria and in the part of the Arab world. And I hope all my brothers and sisters, Muslim brothers and sisters, that their sacrifice to the people who are in want in the Islamic world. You are in the suburbs of Paris. I attended the Bourget conference, the biggest meeting for the Muslims of the West, and it was a very good. In which year? This year. Every year I was there. This year, Bourget, and it was very beautiful. I hope to be more, in order to be more Muslims in France. Saliha, our attendance to Bourget, one of the reasons to strengthen the faith for a person due to what we have seen, the beautiful things and the good image which you provided in France to all who were available, whether Muslims or non-Muslims. Thank you. Please, I want to tell the Muslim world to ask for my daughter. She will get married in December, to ask God for good and happy marriage and to have good offspring. Thank you. And this is an invocation of God. Give her the Asma, her daughter. Thank you, Muhammad. In France, I attended 2 conferences. It is the biggest conferences in Europe. It was Roger and another, the South France conference in Marseille. It was very good and make us proud of it. The situation in which Islam and Muslims and the good image which shows moderation in Islam and this should be every Muslim who represent Islam in non-Muslim countries. These scenes which we see in Meccan precincts and reflects the image of Islam and Muslims for the world as at large. This is Islam in its simplicity and the unity of mankind, doesn't discrimination between white and black and red, Asian, all of them, the rich and the poor, the same clothes, the same rituals and everything, the unified feeling for all available in performing Hajj. Islam, this image may be expressive, especially in pilgrimage. We have seen the black helps the white, and they shave the hair of each other. There was no difference between one and another. They have the same dress and calling one God. And no doesn't know which the country, the male and female, all of them are here to say labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Muhammad, I have a group of things we would like to talk about. The days after Eid, eating and drinking, and Mina is full with sacrifices in some campaigns and the events of Eid, especially for those coming from different countries: Morocco, Algeria, Tunis, Libya, Egypt, and South Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan. Each campaign differs from the other, as if you are visiting the country, the same country itself. The smell of the food is different. The customs, Pakistan and Kazakhstan, the dresses of Eid, they are decorated. This is very beautiful thing and shows after they wear in ihram in unified color. The same people, they have their own costumes, their traditions related to Eid, and their availability now in pilgrimage. You see civilizations, different cultures, different clothes, as you mentioned, in Tajikistan or some other countries who come from East Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia. You see different cultures, you see them, they are happy, and as God has bestowed on them pilgrimage, they are very pleased. The beautiful thing at the same camp, more often the pilgrim does not know but one or two persons in the camp, and he gets out knowing all the camp, and he knows new personalities, especially the scholars who give sermons for the campaign to raise awareness of the pilgrims, and they raise many questions, and in each campaign there is a reference for religious affairs and has relation with all available in the campaign. And the best thing which we see, the happiness of pilgrims, just to look at one place, you see many nationalities and flags after flags. I myself, I don't know them. The flag or banner of campaigns, some of them assigned to the accumulation or gathering of the campaign. Any person of them, when he sees it, he knows that it is his campaign, and after 10 minutes they are crowded and they leave, and there are certain banners in order to meet at the same place. Look at the scene here. The delegates are directed to the small, the middle, and the big jamarat. The second part which I'd like to pose for the viewers is the guides and the missing here. These guides are to discriminate between one jamra, the big jamra, the small, or the medium, and which are often they accumulate and gather near the banner there. And the other part which I would like to talk is missing. If he misses his campaign, a son misses his father, or a mother misses her son, we know the details and the whispers of the dark suggestions which falls in them. Please remain with us.
Dear viewers, we returned again, and our broadcast continues to cover the scenes of the pilgrimage, the pilgrims while they are throwing the pipples. We have Bassam and Dabban. Bassam, you're enlightening us. May Allah assist you, because so we have to create the echo while you are chanting. We would like the viewers to know Bassam al-Laban, while Iqra has a lot of parts, and particularly now to go over the Hijazi chanting, the culture of chanting and Hijazi melody. That is our culture is rich with. Can you tell us about it? I'm sorry I'm late, but I would like you to forgive me. With regards to the arts in the Hijaz area and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at large, the most arts in the Gulf area, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, Yemen, Iraq, because of the large landscape of Saudi Arabia, also Sudan and Yemen. This connection added some cultural art to the culture in Saudi Arabia. Because of the landscape of the Saudi Arabia, we had a lot of arts, numerous, and because we have the Eastern Western division. Yeah, you're right. And for example, in Hijaz, we have something famous. What is that? The melody or the tone, the chanting. Muhammad. I'll be informal now. Mr.
الموضوع
Rafiq,
بحان يعني انت ايش تعرف عن الانشاد ولا
what do you know about chanting?
مقامات ولا كإنشاد؟
As tones,
او كانشاد يا سيدي؟
like chanting.
إنه الجسيس نعرف
I know the chanter.
يجس على راسنا ويمشي.
بس هذا اللي اعرفه. طيب وانت
Is that you know? I know the same thing.
بالعكس الإنشاد بشكل عام
I know
يعني
chanting in general
صورة
as an image to convey the message in a beautiful way, rather than being traditional. Chanting is different than the singing or the melody.
السعودية فقط مش
The melody
قبل ما يسمى كلمة مجس ماذا كان يسمى؟
before it was called melody.
هذا الفن تبعنا
What was it? What did they call
هو
it?
زيه زي الموال الحجازي.
It's like
فيها
the Hijazi
غزل أكثر تمام فيها يا عين يا ليل
melody, but
الجلسات تختصر دائما في الأعراس في الابتهالات الدينية
the invocations,
يعني بقول ابتهال ديني بقول
for example, religious invocation,
حتى في
or
المناسبات في الزواجات تمام يا عين يا ليل هذه
يعني كمناسبات أكثر ما هي كتغني
it's more of occasions more than singing.
بشكل مباشر.
فهذا الفن عندنا في منطقة الحجاز
This art in Hijaz,
يقال والله أعلم
it's said, and God knows, that it goes back to the Fatimite
ما
era.
كان اسمه مجس الفترة كان حداء تمام أو كان فكان في المدينة كذلك يسموه ما يسموه جسيس
In Medina, they didn't call it a singer.
تمام وفي شخص
They
آخر
used to call it the speaker, or the person who answers. The speaker and the guy who answers. Are you with me? Are you following?
نفس الخلق
They can.
نبغاك تعطينا وتسمعنا احنا المشاهدين مجس.
I wanted
أنا
you
بعطيك
to
محمد فرق بين
let
المول
us
والمجس
different between the rhythm
عن الحج لأنها تنزل عليها صور الحجاج
and the tone.
قدر المستطاع.
طيب أنا بعطي شكلين تمام
I'll give two form within the same
فين الموال
melody, and you can tell me what is
تمام بسم الله صلوا على الحبيب
the tone, and which one is the
قف بالخضوع
the rhythm or the rhyming.
إن الكريم يجيب من ناداه قف بالخضوع وناجي يا الله إن الكريم يجيب من ناداه واطلب بطاعته رضاه فلم يزل بالجود يرضي طالبين رضاه هو أول هو آخر هو ظاهر هو باطن ليس العيون تراه سبحان من عنت الوجوه لوجهه وله سجود أوجه وجباه ما لي إذا ضاقت جميع مذاهبي أحد ألوذ بركنه الله ثم الصلاة على النبي تخصه وتعم بالخيرات من
God bless you.
لسه ما ابغى اقول له هذا مجس ولا موال.
I don't want to tell him if it was rhyming or melody or tone. We're gonna listen to the other one, and then we can differentiate between the rhyming or the melody.
ما أحوج العبد الذكي إلى التقى إن التقي محبب للباري الله يفرح بالعبيد إذا دعوا ويجيب من ناداه في الأسحار وهو الذي خلق الخلائق كلها كي يعبدوه كي يعبدوه وقاية من نار الجحيم لمن عصاه تهبت والطائعين لربهم في الدار
God bless you. It's clear that the second one is an invocation and the other one is a melody. We're gonna examine the viewers if they are following, and God bless you for this. I don't wanna get out of the context of pilgrimage, but let's get the difference between the religious invocation and the weddings, or the difference. Is this the third? Is it logisty? There's a simple difference now when you chant or sing a song, and when you say there's a lot of enthusiasm in this song. The second song is very calm and silent. The invocational chant doesn't go with the higher pitches, even if it was a high pitch. So maybe they are appropriate for weddings. I'm talking about the invocations one. That's why I picked the right melody, and you're talking about 8 tones, and with its branches, it's like a tree. You can choose whatever you want, but you have to pick the right lyrics that get you to the required thing. For example, a groom. I remember Mr. Hashim Baroon, we were in an occasion. I came without even knowing. We were at an occasion, and then I started singing the Sabaton, which is a sad tone. Reminds you with sad things, or something happened to you, or pain. Being apart from someone. And he pinched me. He's like, "Why are you sad? We are at a wedding." So for each tone has its own occasion. I'm gonna stop at this point. I'm gonna take this phone call from Saudi Arabia. We have Nasser. You are on air, Nasser. Nasser from Saudi Arabia.
أستاذ الكريم أولا كل عام وأنت بألف خير
Sir, many happy returns.
ولضيفكما الكريم.
And the same thing goes to your guests and those who are working and the staff of Ikra during those beautiful moments within this live broadcast that we're pleased with by following this channel and this grateful effort. I wanted to talk to you live with your guest, Mr. Bassam, who I enjoyed, and I am one of his fans. And I have a comment before I present what I have around what you spoke about the tones and the chantings or the melodies. Dear sir, even though your guest knows without a doubt that there is chanting or there are melodies, but it takes a broader realm. Therefore, a lot of these chantings we may listen to, but we get bored of it. But I'm one of the I'm a big fans of the tones, actually of the invocation melodies, because they are renewable, and therefore I'd like to salute your guest, and I'd like to extend the greetings to the King Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz, may God bless him, and his deputy prince, and the government of Saudi Arabia, this great government that provided all the resources to serve the pilgrims. Nobody can believe those scenes when they see those pilgrims who they are waving their hands to the cameras during those moments. No one can believe the children are playing behind them. No one can believe that there are problems. This is a big blessing by Allah Almighty. And I will see those who are using the mobiles to communicate with their families. Now they are throwing pebbles at this holy site with a very simple and way. And I would like to ask Allah to assist them and to accept from them and to accept their pilgrimage and to come back to their families and relatives safe and sound. I would like to extend a greeting, and I work within the security sector. I would like to extend a greeting to Prince Muhammad bin Nayef bin Abdul Aziz, this man who stood directly on all the operations and the plans and the programs that been set for the service of the pilgrims. And this is not something strange. The man who set the pillars of the security, I would like to convey a message to Ikra channel as a viewer. Can you please? We're gonna take the message, but can you please go ahead? We have a lot of. There's a lot of channels, visual and a lot of channels covering events, but this channel is distinguished because of its field cover, and that's why it earns recognition, because it made us live the atmosphere of the pilgrimage while we are watching the screen. That's why I would like to extend the greetings to those who are working on at this channel, and those who are preparing, and the staff, and those who working behind the scene, and those who working with the cameras, because they are exerting additional effort. And I would like to tell you before the break, many happy returns and greetings to this Saudi Arabia. And I would like to have your guest to make us hear something about about our home, and you are among those who are representing this country like us exactly, and along with the Islamic nation. This is an honor for us, and God willing, Iqra channel will be assume the best of it, and please stay with us after the break. We came back to you, dear viewers, to finish our last segment of the morning of Eid with our guest Bassam Labban, and before that we're gonna take this phone call. We have Fadila from Sudan. How are you? Peace be upon you. Please go ahead. I would like to greet the Islamic nation for the Eid Adha. May Allah return it for us. Can you give us the atmosphere of Eid in Sudan? After the Eid prayers, we slaughtered the immolation, and then we go to the families and relatives to share with them Eid and to greet them. And Brother Bassam, we don't want to let Nasser down, because he was very persistent in calling us, and thank him for his efforts, and thank you for your participation and call. But your request pertaining the homeland, even if it was they were simple words in the form of a melody or tone, simple lyrics or words, because homeland deserves even more.
نشم أريجها الفواح عطرا وتابق في سماء الحج ندان وتنثر في سماء الحجيج وردا وزهرا
صراحة جميلة جدا يعني.
That was beautiful. Hopefully that we fulfilled our duty. Those lyrics, is it? Did you? Are these your lyrics? These had kind of melody, language, or melody, and the works that you perform. Do you create them from scratch, or do you quote them from someone else? Or we have two circles. We have the creativity or innovation, and the other circle a tradition.
اللي هي زي ما ذكر في الاتصال الأخ ناصر إنه
As Mr. Nasser, the melody has to do with the environment.
أداؤه غريب جدا حتى في بعض
It is its performance kind of strange.
يقول لك أبوي المجس أداؤه
Because
مختلف.
performing melody is different.
مثلا
The rhyming,
يوقف لكن الموال فيه
but the rhyming it has some pitches, different pitches, and the ending is something to be taught.
تمام ابتكار نبتكر
We have innovation, creativity
مناسبة عن فرح
about occasion or
زواج عن عرس
wedding or
عن حجيج وفي
or
عندنا
pilgrimage. We have something called heritage or legacy. Maybe like traditional lyrics. Sometimes we innovate lyrics. We create the lyrics, and sometimes we create the rhyming. Anyone can follow this path. And those scenes broadcasted pertaining pilgrimage, whether it was melody or tone, if it was Mecca or pilgrimage, is there anything we can listen to before we end this program? Let's end with it. No problem. I ask the director to give us some time in the name of Allah.
يا من يرى ما في الضمير ويسمع
Oh, you're the one who sees what's in our conscience and listens what is unexpected.
يا من يرجى للشدائد كلها
Oh, you the one who eases the hardships. Oh, the one who we complain to.
يا من خزائن ملكي في قولكن أمن فإن الخير عندك أجمع.
You have all the goodness.
ما لي سوى فقري إليك وسيلة.
I have nothing but my poor. By humiliating myself to you, I have nothing but knocking on your door. So if I was in hardship, which door shall I knock on? Oh, the one. Oh, the one.
أمن فإن الخير عندك أجمع.
May God bless you. I wanted to ask you, any releases that have melodies or tunes, why they are rare? What is the reason? Did anyone contribute in this, even every now and then? Now you see language, primarily the internet language and the social media, the CDs and tapes almost disappeared.
بالضبط صح بيكون فيها صعوبة. هو بس محمد جايد قديم شوية.
And this is old fashioned. For example.
يعني والله لا بس محمد الجايد قديم شوية يعني. لا بس فعليا اللي قاله صحيح.
In reality,
الواحد يلقى حتى لو زمان
even though long time ago, whether it was tape or CD or even, by the way, on the internet, he can be able to find the enchant or the chanting, but for the melody or the tone, he will be looking for them. Is there any reason? We don't want to use the scarcity of sources. Is there any? Although I have a whole album of religious chanting, I have chanting about the pilgrimage and the pilgrims. We have a problem with these beautiful screens before us, the media.
يعني يمكن يكون ليه ما يكون المشكلة
في موضوع الإنشاد
The topic of the chanting topic, whether it was religious vocation or chanting. Now we have specialized channels in chanting or chanting. The part pertaining marketing the chanting. Maybe they are not doing a great job, but we're not. We don't have, we're not eager. We don't work on it. Sometimes we have channels. We have Iqra channel. We have in Dubai, in Egypt. And for example, if you want to go to a channel, will they play for your accommodation? You have to be thankful that you're gonna be on TV. We have shortage from the media aspects. There is a part with regards to the melody or tone. The accepting, for example, drawing has role, the poet has a role to convey a message. A lot of things have a role of conveying a message. What is that distinguish melody and conveying those messages? You have two ways for melody. Because of the nature of my work,
like the one that I have made, also in weddings, some old people, elderly, have been raised on such kind of tradition. I was one day in an event with the bride, and I think it was either the father or the grandfather of the bridegroom. And during the chants, he was the grandfather. He cried, he wept, because he says, "These days I really miss those old songs." Well, in fact, we have revived this kind of songs. He said, it's not everybody who can just take the microphone and he can say something which is artistic. He would be a master in it. So today we have lots of people who are just taking the microphone, and you do not hear a beautiful voice, not words that are good, and you cannot understand anything. You can understand nothing. Maybe it's kind of profession now. It has become just a career or livelihood. In all weddings that you can see, particularly in the western area in Saudi Arabia, you cannot find a jassis, a singer. So they improvise. In the Hijaz, unfortunately, we have people who have very beautiful voices, but they do not have the chance. You say to people that X, for instance, is better than Y, and they say, no, we don't Y, we don't want X. Now, these days, I am with my brother Muhammad in Mina every day. After the sacrifice day, which is the 10th, the 10th start up with activities. And in celebrating the Eid, the feast, including the Majasat, and inshad in general. It is to add some kind of happiness to the feast. How do you see that in the pilgrimage?
أمس أنا كنت أتكلم
Yesterday I was talking with my brother Faisal,
قال لي بس أنت إحنا بكرة
and he said to me, we have a drama tomorrow. I said, are you kidding? He said, no, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. Yes, I am acting.
اللي أنا
Are you acting? I said to him. He said to me,
الأمير أو
I am acting like the prince in the drama. I am ruler and I give orders.
المسعود جدا يكون
So the drama was a kind of, or a kind of comedy.
جدا جدا شيء جميل
So the events are very beautiful,
من الشباب أصحابي اللي
and particularly those who are young people. Lots of competitions, religious competitions, and all of these things. Very beautiful and diversified events. With this, we have come to an end to the Good Morning pilgrimage. Thank you very much, singer Bassam Labban, for your presence with us here. Thank you very much. Our dearest viewers, we have now come to a conclusion of this third hour of Good Morning pilgrimage. We meet with you tomorrow. The coverage is still there in Iqra Satellite Channel. Live pilgrimage through Iqra Satellite Channel. We see you tomorrow. Goodbye and peace be with you.